This is Christiana Mall here from Lunar Power. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I want to do two videos for you today because I feel really called to talk about this topic, and I know it's just going to help somebody today and really resonate with you. So today I'm going to talk about taking ownership and rebuilding your life. There's so many times in our life where we feel like we're at the bottom and we're starting all over again. This could mean maybe a loss of a loved one. It could be a financial crisis that brings us to our knees. And all we can do is just look up, start again, and rebuild. So today we're just going to talk about the couple main topics that go into rebuilding and work through it together. Now, when I talk about ownership of a situation, it's really crucial because we can only control ourselves. We can't control other people and how they react to things. We can only change how we feel about a situation. We can only change the actions that we take. And when we really begin to take ownership of a situation, then we can really start taking ownership of our lives and controlling our lives in a more direct way. So rebuilding, where do we start? When a crisis happens, holy cow, we're holding on for dear life and we're crying, we're going through grief, we're fighting the situation, we have anger, all these emotions that come up. We want to just feel those emotions and go through the ebbs and flows, if that's the right wording, of life. But at some point, it's going to be time to really analyze the situation. Not analyze all the things that somebody else did wrong, but analyze all the things that we maybe could have done differently. Analyze maybe how we brought certain situations upon ourselves. This may be applicable, maybe not, to your situation. It's important to look at all the things that we can learn, do better, do differently. That way the situation doesn't happen again. So maybe we made some irresponsible choices. And unless we take ownership and really look at those instead of projecting and judging other people, we're not going to be able to really stop that habit or stop that action, and it's just going to happen again. So we wouldn't have great life, we wouldn't have inspired life. So that means really looking and having an honest self-reflection and seeing what we can do better. And it's all good. We're all human, we all make mistakes, and perhaps something kind of happened that was out of the blue, and it wasn't really a fault of yours. Perhaps it was just something that happened that you have to deal with. Take what you can out of that situation. Use as a learning opportunity the best that you can, and then it's time to rebuild. Okay, so rebuilding. After we've analyzed the situation, we're going to focus on our body. And it doesn't necessarily matter the order that you do these in, because everybody grieves differently, everybody rebuilds differently. Whatever's right for you is going to feel natural for you. You also don't want to hide away from fear and situations that make you uncomfortable either, to some extent. So you kind of have to feel it out as to, what's something that's going to push you towards your soul's calling and help you to become your authentic self, and what is not meant for you. So that's for you to figure out within yourself what feels right for you. There's no answer that's right for everybody. Okay, so first step for me anyway is really getting my diet and my self-care right. For me, that means eating a plant-based diet, basically a vegan diet. I try to limit my sugar. I try to limit caffeine. I try to limit processed foods. All those things lower my vibrations. Animal products lower my vibration, and I want to try and live in alignment with the fifth dimension. excuse me, I lost my train of thought for a second. So to be able to listen to my soul's calling a little bit better, I like to eat as clean as I can, so that I can think as clear as I can. The next thing would be to exercise. That can mean different things for different people, but when we're exercising, we really start to build our self-esteem. We start to feel stronger, stand taller. It's going to help to stabilize your mood. So is your diet too. When you start looking better, you start feeling better, you get more confident. And it's part of the rebuilding process, is getting that confidence back, getting that strength back. So eating well, making a plan for yourself to work out, and also getting enough sleep. If you're not getting enough sleep, you know, you can be very grouchy. Your mood's not going to be the same if you're not sleeping properly. You're not going to be able to be as focused when you are awake. So taking care of your physical body is super important so that you can address other things, because after all, we are a spiritual being in the form of a human body, and this is the only vehicle we have to get through life. So it's really important that we take care of that. So we'll learn from our mistakes, start taking care of our physical body, and then also in the rebuilding process, might be your financial stability. This might mean making a budget for yourself. It might mean fixing the way that you have income. So that means maybe working for a promotion, or finding a different job, or starting your own business. But we're going to analyze, you know, how we earn money. This can definitely be a source of fulfillment. It could be something that really builds your self-esteem, because being able to earn your own money is really important in this lifetime, because money is currency. You know, it's not on the spiritual realm, but in order to get things on the physical realm, in order to be able to sometimes fulfill your soul calling and your mission, you need to buy things. You know, you need a place to live, you need to eat. So it's just an essential right now. So it could be making a plan to save money. There are lots of things as far as financially that you can look at, really to stabilize yourself. Also making yourself a budget. You know, where is your money going? Being able to reduce your expenses where you can, but really getting confident in your skills with your financial situation, your money coming in, your money going out. Because if you don't have that stability, and you don't know when money is coming, if you don't know if you can afford something and you start buying things, it can feel really unstable. So, you know, in the rebuilding process, the financial aspect is something that you have to deal with. I know personally for me, I've tried to ignore that at some point in my life, but it's crucial, and it's really something that we do have to look at if we want to be able to follow our dreams and gain some self-confidence and be able to be independent and take ownership of our lives. All right. And then also just the spiritual aspect, rebuilding in a spiritual way. I'll just leave this at a minimum, because that's between you and the universe. It's between you and your soul, between you and God, whatever you choose. But that's also part of the rebuilding process. And sometimes that means cutting a lot of things out of your life, because if you're not quiet enough to hear the calling of your soul, if you're not quiet enough to hear the calling of God, you really get distracted by a lot of things, like the brainwashing of television, the brainwashing of social media. If you're not careful about what you're putting into your head and into your energy and into your spirit, it can be dangerous. So being able to be quiet and still enough to hear the calling of our soul and the calling of God is really part of the rebuilding process. And it takes practice, of course, like anything else. I don't think anybody has the perfect answer for that, but that's part of the rebuilding. Okay, guys. So basically what I've done and what has helped me is to make a system for myself. Over time, I've been able to incorporate all of those aspects into my daily routine. And at some point you want to get to that point. That means going to bed. For me, means going to bed at a certain time. It means having a menu so I know what I'm going to be eating, or maybe just making a grocery list so I know what I want to buy instead of going in there just kind of willy-nilly and hungry and buying everything that catches my eye. So going into the grocery store with a plan, making sure when I wake up, eat a good breakfast, and then head to the gym. So I've built that into my daily routine. I've also built into my daily routine spending time in quiet and stillness, and then also just the financial aspect, making money and being careful of where my money is going out to. And then I can afford to, or work on ways to afford doing things that I love as well. So really just taking ownership of your life, looking at all the things that you've done wrong. Of course, when you start off rebuilding, it's really important, making peace with that. But guys, it could be a long process. It could be a short process, depending on the trauma, depending on what happened. It's different for everybody, but I think during everybody's lifetime, it's going to happen. And it could be different for different people as far as what that rebuilding looks like, as far as what brought you to your knees. But we can all do it together. We all can be here to support each other. I'm definitely here to support you. So if you have any questions, comments, if you need just a helping hand or just somebody to listen to you, I am here. But yeah, guys, you can definitely take ownership of your lives. Once you take ownership of your happiness, it's not on anybody else but you. Something I learned the hard way for sure. It's not on your partner, it's not on your family, it's not on your friends, it's on you to take ownership of your life. You can do it. I know you can. Keep your head up, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.